everybody. You are coming of age. 21 is coming of age. So I hope you're all well. It's bitterly cold today, and on Thursday it's a bit warmer. So just before we start, I would like to do the supported bridge, which I've got the 2 blocks. You could use some pillows if they're the same, maybe 2 or 3 pillows under each other, or some books. It needs to be quite wide. It's best to cover the whole sacrum. It will be easier for your back. I'll probably put it in the notice. I hope you have that already. Maybe sit on a foam or sit on a pillow. We're going to start with quite a strange Kalabati, the bellows, or the Kalabati. Usually we do it just with our tummy muscles, like. But there is a first stage, they call it skull brightener as well, where you can make a double fist. You put your one hand in the other, and then you push sort of in and back towards your kidneys at the back quite strongly, and then of its own accord the belly will expand, and then as you push, the breath will come out of your nose. It took me a while to really get it, but so you're not so much relying on the strength of your abdominals, which for me are quite strong, but I know not everybody has them. So try and straighten up. It's better to be on something elevated for your sitting bones. And there you go. Oh, no, I did it in my tummy, sorry. I need to do it with my fist. Allow it to expand, and then pushing up and back towards the kidneys, which are sort of where your waist is. So now I'm getting it. It took me a while. So really feel that your fist, your hands, are pulling it back, and then of its own accord it will balloon out like bellows. Just watch you don't bring your shoulders up. It doesn't have to be fast. I find it works better if you're slightly slow. Slightly up and back. It's that force that gets the skull brighter. It's quite a lot of strength. Make sure it's the hands that push. 3 more. And then simply close your eyes, stay upright. I can feel the energy there. Take a comfortable yoga breath or 2. Softening the belly, dropping your shoulders. And we're going to move on to that heart coherence breath, which we've done quite a lot, and I think the last time I did it was the music. Today I want you just to do it without your music, so you can create inner silence. The amplified field around your heart is much more than your brain, so the heart sends more messages, as I've told you, to the brain. It was formed before the brain, so just put your hands in your chest, begin to breathe, calming your mind, perhaps fill yourself with what some people call radical gratitude. Radical gratitude, really bear in mind all the things which we take for granted. Like your cells knowing what to do next, your body eliminating, digesting, your eyes seeing, taking in, your brain understanding, your mouth speaking without, it just all happens. We don't understand the miracle we are. And then of course nature itself, the world itself, all the things we tend to bypass. See if you can give it some radical gratitude and focus on it as you close your eyes. Deepen the breath, drop your shoulders. Full relaxed yoga breath. You can keep your eyes open if you prefer. Become aware of that spaciousness that's within you as well. So you slow down, Fill yourself with that radical gratitude, really at the root. Radical means a root. Empty your mind of everything else. Slowing down, arriving in the moment as it is. Becoming thankful. So you can slow down the breath. You're not creating any chemistry that needs more energy, but you need less energy, and you can restore balance in your chemistry as well. Becoming calmer, more coherent. And slowly release and take another breath or two. And open your eyes. Change your feet. Having arrived in the present moment, now see if you can feel the whole of your body and always notice where you're holding, let go. Yoga is all about allowing the energies to flow more freely. So take your index finger, your thumb of your right hand around your left wrist lightly. And see if you can bring it behind your head. And then pull. Stay centered. Don't push your chest out like I'm doing. Keep your ribs slightly back. And slowly, relaxing, pull. Try not to bring your head forward, your chest forward. Keep pulling so that left side begins to extend. Quite a firm pull. And then the other side. Allow it to build up gradually. Breathe into belly. Release. Just roll your shoulders. We're going to just warm up the shoulders a bit more and the body. It's an upside down plank from a sitting position. So your hands, I take them slightly back, depending on the length of your arm. Maybe you have to bend your elbows. Come up, look up, toes to the floor. Rotate the upper arms out, straighten the elbows. And as you breathe out, come back to your starting position. Maybe fingertips is easier. Extend, lengthen. It's like a counter stretch to the dog with your head down for your shoulders. Inhalation, come up. And if you would prefer to stay there for a few breaths, you can do that. twice more. And then release into forward bend. Always bending the knees if you need to. Press your sitting bones back, chest forward, and see how far you can go. And warm up. Try not to immediately just flop, press your sitting bones back, chest up. Drop your chin, your elbows to the floor. So keep extending the hamstrings, chest forwards, and then release your head. Keep pushing your sitting bones back. And if you can bring your thighs and your ribs together, that's fine. With your chest forward. I can feel I'm still a bit stiff as this cold weather. Then we're going to do the half lotus and the homework. I know many of you, let alone doing the classes, doing the homework. So put your right foot up as high as you can and simply bounce. You get some looseness in that hip. Now if you can do the lotus, do it, otherwise continue as I just showed you. Now you can see my one knee doesn't really go down, so then just do that. If you're quite comfortable, push your knees down. Usually when you go more forward, down back, it's easier. And just stay there. It's nice for your back. So whichever position you're in, see if you can bounce a bit. The other way around. So, sorry, this one first, if you feel. I mean, when I started yoga, my knee was quite high. And this certainly has come down over the years. So, like I say, if you do it every day or often, it will come down. And if your knees are on the floor, you don't need to bounce, but if you feel that it does loosen more, then do so. Getting the energies moving. So just a reminder that you actually also have homework. And then shake your legs. And rotate your feet. And we're going to do a twist that you've done before. It stretches that thoracic region. So come on all fours. We're going to start with the right hand, palm facing up. Come onto the right side of your head and bring your left arm up. Try not to roll your head up. So roll it almost like down and then resist with your right arm, particularly your upper arm, and extend the left arm. So by just resisting with your right arm and then bring your left shoulder higher, broadening your back, you work already the left arm, the rib area below your armpits, without rolling your head up. Feet flat, sitting bone up. Then take your left hand on top of your right, and as you breathe in, without rotating your head, come as far back and up as you can, and hold it for a few breaths. Come back, do it one more time. Resist with your arm, try not to rotate your head, and reach up and back. Feeling that area below your armpit, the circled thoracic region. You're going to do it the other way around. So your left palm facing up, come onto the side of your face. Try not to rotate your head up. So you can bring your right shoulder higher, resist with your left arm, keep your sitting bones up. The same, you're going reaching up is out, rotating your head. Hold it for a few breaths. come into child pose for a moment. Release. Separate your knees if you need to. Release your wrists, your back. So that was a twist for the upper body. We're going to do a second twist, a simple one, called the easy twist for some reason. So line up your feet with your knees, and it's not only as high, but as wide. And then sit as flat as you can. Now, I've told you many times, again, you bring your abdominals in, left hand around your right knee, and if you can, bring your right into your left waist, or keep it behind you. Do it from the base of the spine, so abdominals in, then see if you can lift the abdominals further to the right, on the right side, then your navel to the right, and slowly from the bottom up. So you keep that upright position. It's very easy to do it like that. Really extending into the crown, mindfully without leaning, and find that maximum twist. It can be quite strong. You could resist with the back of your hand into your left waist. Find your center, extend, breathe, and hold. Breathe into the belly, and just slightly pull back. On the way around, from the base, navel, extend, center. Whole body awareness, there's no blockages, everything flows. And then come forward. So keep your sitting bones pressed back. If this is where you feel it, drop your knees, stop. If you need to be higher, be higher. If you can, slowly come down. Release. And if you can, bring your foot, bring it on the floor. Try and relax into it. So it widens and frees the lower back. Other way around. Exactly the same. Without pushing your chest out. The base of the spine extends. Without locking. Sometimes air escapes because it's a good one to release air. Feeling the spine, and then once again free the lower back. Sitting bones back, chest forward. And back. And we're going to do another hip one that we haven't done for a while, which gets to the gluteus maximus, piriformis. So put a foam on your hip if your hip drops back. Then make a right angle with your right leg. Put your left ankle against it and interlace your hands, if you can, around the top knee or a little bit lower. If not, do it here. If you find it very difficult, do it like this. Pushing away and then coming closer. And really release the back, release your shoulders. Drop your chin. Feel it in the left side. Stay centered. And then hold it. Take it quite high. The higher it is, the more effect you have. But try not to hunch. Keep the shoulders back and wide, shoulder blades down. Breathing into it. And then do some circles. I'm going to do the same the other way around. Quite a strong pull towards your chest. And then once again, see if you can hold it. Really bring it closer. Once again, explore, making circles in both directions. Might feel looser or tighter one side than the other. Feeling it now on the right side. And then circle them the usual way, Balasana. Try to make it large, loose. I'm going to do a little bit of rolling, so that you can come from the plow, coming to the forward bend. You could have your hand here if it's easier and bend your knees, or you can simply flop. If you have a back problem, bend your knees when you come back. Allow the momentum to help you move up and down, loosening up. Warming up, perhaps twice more. And then stay there and release. Keeping your knees bent sometimes gives you more of a back stretch. Release your head. Rotate the sides in, sitting bones firmly grounded. Try not to force, ease into that. We'll do the monkey king. To get to the hamstring, the groin. So bring your right foot forward. Your knee over your ankle, sort of to the side. You can flatten the back foot. Bring your chest up on the inhalation. I use fingertips because my arms are short. And then if you can, straighten this leg and bring your head towards the inside of your leg, or keep it bent. Walk forward, look up. Bring your toes right up and bring your head towards the inside of the leg. So it really gets to the hamstring on the right. One more time into the lunge. And then stay in the monkey king. Your toes right up. Release your head, drop your chin. Round your back. And if you can, straighten that right leg. Bring your toes up. Of course, the other side, otherwise you're going to feel lopsided. So once again, your knee over your ankle, lift, and come into the monkey king, curtsy. Feeling the groin. Perhaps increasing your range over time. And do it one more time dynamically. And then see if you can surrender into that resistance. Toes up, wherever your hands can be. This is where you feel it stop. If you can, come further down just around your back. And for a moment, come into an Eastern Praying Child pose. And then we're going to do two slightly different back bends. The first one is where one side of the body is relaxed and the other one is not. So you've got to feel the difference. And so come onto your chin, with your palms facing down, release your shoulders. Flex your right foot and make a right angle, and then lift the right thigh and your knee, but release your shoulders. Now, the higher you come, the more likely you are to tighten the left side. The objective is to keep the left side, the buttock, the thigh, tummy slightly released, your right tummy slightly in. Flex the foot and see if you can negotiate that relaxed half as opposed to the active right side, with your shoulders released. So don't come too high, but push into the flexed right foot. Breathe right into the belly. Relax your left lower back. Feel the contrast. Three more breaths. Looks easy, it's not so. It's quite difficult to relax to one side. Now release the right side, flex the left foot, keep your shoulders soft. And see if you can begin to push up into that left flexed foot. And then consciously release your right side, allow it to drop. Breathe. Relax your shoulders. All body awareness. Let go. And then another one, a cobra variation, where you make a diamond shape with your index finger and your thumb. Your elbows are well beyond your shoulders. If you're comfortable, bring your heels together. If not, keep them apart. Zip up the abdominals. Possible the buttocks should be soft. And come onto your forehead. Lift and drop your shoulders, tummy in. Now as you breathe in, slightly press into your forearms and your palms, pressing them towards you. But you bring your nose forward and then come up, and you're limited, but you resist with the forearms and your elbows and your palms towards you. To a degree, don't overdo it. And then come back onto your forehead. If you can, heels together, tummy in, buttock soft. Nose forward, resist towards you. So your lower back is not involved. It's more an upper back bend. Lower back is soft. Pushing down and towards you, extend into the crown. And lift your nose first. I was forgetting that. So it's like you push that marble away in the Pilates one. It's a lot of subtle work. It really lengthens the spine as you extend into the crown. Do twice more. And then take your hands and push yourself back and allow your whole body, particularly lower back, to release. And allow your shoulders to soften, your wrists to release. Very important to let go of any tightness. I can feel there's a little bit of tightness in my lower back, so you've got to really let it go in between. We're going to stand up. So we're going to do some squats. So I have my feet slightly pointing out. Some of you might prefer it parallel. And see how far you can go. Not everybody can go all the way down. And stop halfway. It's good for your knees. Extend the lower back. I want you to try and do it with your arms extended. It is easier when you have your elbows crossed, of course. Breathing in, come up. Breathing out, go down. Pressing the big toe and the little toe down might help. Do it slower, faster. To extend that lower back, bend your knees. And warm up. Keep going. And then release into a forward bend. Always pull your shoulders back. Maybe for a change, press your feet sideways, which will give more space in your lower back. The sacrum will widen as well. Release your head. If you can, lift the thighs and straighten the knees. Allow your breast to settle. Come up into an inverted stretch. I'm going to do centering. So I have my feet quite close together. You want to try and look up at the ceiling. If not, look straight ahead. So slowly come up. Fix your gaze, look up. Try and bring your legs close together, straighten elbows. And if you can, look up and stay. Of course your eyes are up. Your big toes might play up a bit. Just that strange connection between the big toe and the eyes. See if you can hold it. Second time. Strengthening your ankles. Come down. One more time. Maybe a bit higher. Slowly come down. We're going to do a forward bend, split breath, so you bring your arms up, back, tummy slightly in, and split your breath in sort of three, so it's, and then and four, swing your arms through. So breathe out through your nose and in through your nose. Keep it loose. Brace those thumbnails as you come back. Getting into the swing of it, literally. And then come into an inverted stretch once again. Extend, press the 4 points of your feet down, breathe. Straighten the elbows and then release your arms. I'm going to move into a simple sequence, starting with chair. Need some space behind you. Sitting bones to your heels, bend your knees, drop your head but bring your arms and your armpits up, your chest up, tummy in, compress the thighs, and then come into a twist. Your right hand down, maybe fingertips, rotate to upper shoulder higher, lower shoulder in, look up without dropping your ear. From there, step back with your left foot and come into Trikonasana. Screwing off the jaw with your feet, and then of course do the same with your thigh. Look up, knees soft, and then come into the half moon, balance. Rotate the back foot, flex it rather. And from there, if you're stable, take hold of your top foot and push the knee back so you get the thigh stretch and rotate the left shoulder over the right. Same on the other side, chair. Straighten the elbows, sitting bones to your heels. Press your heels down. Come into the twist. Look up to your right hand. Bend your knees quite a bit. Open out. Broaden your back. Right foot back. Come into the triangle. Screwing off the jaw. Left thigh out, right thigh in. Look up. Breathe into the belly. Come into the half moon. Flex the back foot, open out, rotate the lower shoulder in, upper shoulder higher. If you're stable, look up, and if you can, straighten the lower knee. Catch the top foot, and see if you can pull your heel towards your buttock. Get that quad stretch, rotate the upper trunk. And looking down or up. I'm going to repeat the whole story. Sitting bones to your heels. Lengthen the back, tucking your tailbone. Twist. Look up. Sitting bones to your heel. Into the triangle on the right. Right thigh out, left one in. Side muscles to your waist, shoulder blades to your waist. Shift into the half moon, or straight away seem to be getting hold of the foot. Stretching the thigh. Other side. Back to chair. Chest up, chin down, sitting bones to your heel, thighs compressed. Twist, rotate, look up. Keep your knees bent. Triangle. Radiate. Breathe into the belly. Knees are soft. To the half moon. Flex your foot, open out into a plane. And if you're stable enough, catch your foot and see if you can open the thigh. I'm going to do it a bit faster next sequence. Chair, into twist, into triangle. To half moon. And then from the half moon into the bend knee. Thigh, half moon variation. Other side. Do your own tempo a bit faster. It's released into a forward bend if you've completed that. Allow your shoulders to pull back and then come into inverted stretch. To do a twist, we do actually two twists. First one is simpler. You bring your left leg up, your left hand to the outside of the thigh just below the knee, your right hand into your left waist, and then slowly twist. Don't look back if you're not stable. So you become like an Egyptian queen or pharaoh, rotating the shoulders at right angles to the hip and balancing on the one leg. Breathe, whole body awareness. Try not to tense. Other way around. Center before you rotate. Left shoulder forward, right shoulder back. You can look sideways or back. Balance. The knee as high as your sitting bone if you can. And you can do that again if you don't like the next one. You can. It's like this kind of twist where you wrap your arm around your knee, but you can also, like I'm doing now, hold the sole of your foot. Once you've wrapped your left arm around your opposite knee, no, the same side knee, sorry, see if you can rotate, so you create a twist again. Right shoulder back, left shoulder forward. It's easy when your hands can reach, which in my case is the case. You have to use a strap, it tends to be more difficult, or keep a gap. The other side. Just wrap your right arm around your right knee, bring it up as high as you can. Straighten up and then see if you can rotate the front shoulder forward, left shoulder further back. Use the wool if you find it difficult to get into it, it's actually easier. Try and straighten up when you need it. Got a nice hip stretch. Or do the other one, which we started with. Release your back. Always allow everything to relax and release. And do it once more. So either keep a gap. You can straighten up, rotate. So it becomes more of a twist. So see if you can hold it, find your balance, maybe fix your eyes as well. Change when you're ready. Use the wall to get into it if it's tricky, which it is. And so you can hold, wrap the fingers into each other and pull and straighten up. Always helps to fix your eyes. Shake your legs, forward bend, allow the back to release. To do now a sequence, it's a dog stretch to start with. We're going to do the dog with your head down for a bit and really work at it. So look to the floor, or if you can, look higher to your thigh. Rotate the upper arms out to press your inner hands down, and it's always armpits and hips toward each other and hands and feet away from each other. And come into a lunge, bring your arms up, keep your knee aligned, dip a little bit, and then come into a plank. From plank into a dog with your head down. If you can do chaturanga, do chaturanga. Look up and come back into the dog with your head down and stay there for a few breaths. Work at it, lengthen the back. And step forward with the left foot and come into the lunge with your knee off the floor, dip a little bit, and come back into plank. Straight line from the crown into your heel. Into dog with your head up, lift out of the shoulders, rotate the upper arms out, back into a dog with your head down. Feel the contrast, head to the floor. Acute angle. Step forward again into the lunge, center, dip. If you're stable, look up. If you can, palms together. Back into a plank. Lengthen. Chaturanga if you can, dog with your head up. Knees off the floor. Back into a dog with your head down. Put into that lunge. If you're stable, look up. It's down. Back heel off the floor. Into plank. To chaturanga and then into the dog with your head down. Chest open, back into the dog with your head down. Swing your right leg up and come into the warrior number one. Press your heels which are down toward each other. Wide armed warrior, keep the heels active toward each other. Reverse warrior, don't change your leg. And then come into the bendy triangle, swinging your left arm up, looking at it, extended. To plank, stepping back. Into a dog with your head down, the same as we did this now. Lift out of the shoulders, back into an acute dog with your head down. And this time you're going to swing the left leg up. And then come forward. warrior with your arms up, pressing your heels into each other. Keep the pressing going. Extend so your back arm is active as the front. Reverse warrior. And into that extended triangle to plank. Chaturanga, dog with your head up. You all know it, into the dog with your head down. Swing your right leg up. Press your heels down as you come into the warrior. Strong, alert into that warrior. Look up. Wide armed warrior. Keep the heels really active. You've got the strength in the lower trunk. Reverse warrior. And then change as you come into that extended triangle. Plank. Chaturanga, dog with your head up. Press the palms back, chest up. Dog with your head down. Left leg comes up into the warriors with your heels pulled in. Wide armed warrior. Reverse warrior. Extended bendy triangle. Plank. Dog with your head up. Dog with your head down. See if you can do it on your own. Done it quite often. Do it with your eyes closed, which I'm already doing. Because you know it well, it should be safe. If you don't like doing it with your eyes closed, then keep them open. And if you can, try it. And if you've tried this with the eyes closed, and because of the worries, it's a bit different. But use those heels to be grounded. And swing the arm from the bottom up into the bent knee triangle. If you can move with the breath, it makes it so much more of a flow. Feel that spaciousness. Inhabit each posture. Calming the mind. Feeling the space and moving into space. And then release into a child pose, Eastern praying position. Always make sure that you let go of your back, let go of any holding, let go of your shoulders, your wrists. And allow your breast to settle if it needs to. Neck released. And you're going to do one that's not popular. You might have to find a door if you haven't got a wall, but it's very necessary. I could feel my quad. It's the one against the wall. So there you go, against the wall. Not as bad as plunging into an icy pool, so think of the good things about it. So you can bring the knee against the skirting board or your door and come up and maybe lean forward, but get to the point where you feel it. I really felt it because it was right against the skirting board. And if you find it easy, as I know some of you do, then press your lower back against the wall. And just breathe. Feel the stretch, it will develop, and it's very effective, painful. Stay with the breath. Try not to tense up. And of course the foot is next to the hip, not behind it. So arms seem to be giving up already. And then try the other side. The heel on the outside of the hip. As far back as you can. The knee aligned, the front knee. And if you're quite supple, press the lower back against the wall or skirting board. Or the door. Your knee against the skirting board. Breathe. Feeling that quad stretching. Seem to hold out longer on this side. Okay, we're going to do it the second time. I promise you it will be the last. And it might be slightly more kind of easy or manageable. Exactly the same. Lean back if you can. And press the lower back into the wall. You could even bring your arms up. I don't find it does a lot, but for some people it does. Breathe and try and relax with it. Don't tense. Whole body awareness. Going to do the other side. Sun has come out, I can see. And if it's the right side, like in my case, it's usually a bit tighter. Slowly come back. Make sure the foot is on the outside of your lower back. And see how far you can go. Breathe. Relax into it. Stay with it. Well done. It should have eased it a little. I'm going to now do a classical twist, sitting classical twist. So we always keep the right knee up for the first one, starting on the right side. Bring your left foot next to your right hip. Either bring your front arm inside of your knee, do the stopping sign, or if you can do the holding the hands. The danger with that one is that you round your back. So you've got to really, from the base of the spine, rotate. Abdominal, then the navel, then the lower rib, middle rib, collarbone, and then the shoulders. You don't round your upper back. And keep your head centered and elongate the spine without being rigid. Breathe. If you can, look behind your right shoulder, look behind your right shoulder. Stay on both your sitting bones and keep that front big toe down of the front foot. It wants to lift. Other way around. So left knee stays up. Your right foot next to your left hip stays grounded on both your sitting bones inside of you. stopping sign, and we'll do the threading of the needle, as you call it. And once you do the threading of the needle, watch that you don't round your upper back, because then it is counterproductive. Always elongate the spine, then do the abdominals further to the left, then the navel, then the ribs, collarbone, and finally the crown. Keeping your shoulders down, back straight, whole body awareness. It's a regal twist. Breathe into the belly. Keep that rotation going. Usually gets rid of air in the sort of midriff area, at least with me. And then for a moment release into a forward bend. Perhaps keep your knees bent, or do it your way, as long as you press your sitting bones back, chest forward, and then release your head. I'm going to do a bridge. So come onto your back and see if you can wriggle onto your shoulders as you bring your lower back a little bit up. So really bring your upper arms closer together, and if you can, interlace your hands and draw them to the floor. Drop your chin so your neck lengthens. Keep the feet parallel and try not to widen your knees, and then direct your hips, your thighs toward your knees. And keep your shoulders and your upper arms pressed down and work at it. Then your chest comes high, your chin is down and your neck is long. Work those upper arms as you wriggle right onto your shoulders. And keep your knees parallel. And feel that you work the thighs. Buttocks will tighten automatically if you come high. And lift out of the lower legs. It's hard work, a bridge like that. So then come down again and do a counter stretch. Bring your knees firmly towards your chest. Now we're going to do another bridge. I asked you to have some books and perhaps some pillows. If you've got a bolster or if you've got blocks, some of you might have some of the foam blocks even. You can put two on top of each other like I've done now, so it's a bit lower and it's easier. You can extend your legs and really get that extension in your lower back. If you feel you can come higher, then use higher blocks or books. Make sure that it covers your sacrum, your bony bit. Again, you can extend the legs or you can keep your knees bent and your knees parallel. You can keep your arms down. I like to have my arms up. And then release the lower back. One tends to hold on it, but release it on whatever surface you're resting. If you have no other surface and you don't want to do it, repeat the bridge as we did before. And then breathe. Release the lower back. Allow the chest to open. I try and keep my toes down. It's quite a groin stretch. Feel it at the back of your thigh. And release your shoulders in the back of your head. Nice inversion. Your hips are higher than your heart. Good for the lower spine. You can have one knee bent and the other leg straight or the other way around. Variation. And then if you're comfortable on whatever you're resting on, you can bring your legs up. If you're not, keep your legs down. So it becomes like a kind of a half shoulder stand inversion. You place your toes on the floor so you can lift off your blocks, your foams or your pillows, and bring your knees to your chest, maybe your nose to your knees for a moment as a counter stretch, and we'll do the full counter stretch. Straighten the left leg, place your hands around the ankle, and then place your toes on the floor and pull up, drop your chin and press the lumbar region, your waist region firmly down. It works your wrists, your shoulders, your arms as well. And do a counter stretch by taking your hands behind your knee calf or heel. And you can straighten the leg as much as you can, keep the other heel on the floor, and then lift your head with your nose towards your knee. We'll bring it down after a while so you get a nice hamstring stretch as well. Other way around. Try and bring your toes to the floor. Flatten your waist. Pull firmly, drop your chin. And then you're going to do that extending of the left leg where you either take it behind your knee, calf or heel. Lift your head. Straighten the leg as much as you can, other heel on the floor. And if you like, keep the head on the floor so you get more of a hamstring stretch. And then do a nice strong inverted stretch. I don't think we've done one in the back. Pull out vigorously from the waist in both directions. And then drop your arms and release your head slowly. Keep your shoulders relaxed so your head rolls independent of your shoulder girdle. For a moment, center, relax, soft belly. Let go. You're going to come up into a sitting forward bend variation where your right leg is straight and you put your left ankle just against the knee, not on the thigh, but just against the knee, particularly the heel ankle part, so the foot will stick out a little bit. And then try and come forward, maybe just your fingertips on the floor. Drop the knee that's bent, and slowly in stages come forward and down. Press your sitting bone back. Maybe bring your elbows close to the floor, on the floor, and then maybe release your head closer to the inside of the straight leg. And let go. So it works that hip, it widens the lower back on the one side. Of course, it gets to the hamstring where you have your weight on that leg. So I want to force, but do it in stages and then let go. So your back will be rounded. And do the other way around. And make sure the ankle and the heel is just against the knee, just above it, not beyond it. And again, balance, both sitting bones grounded, straighten the lower leg, drop your right knee, and in stages come forward and down, feeling that you release the back of your leg, open the groin and the hip on the right side more and drop your knee. Might feel different. And finally find your maximum position. Use your breath to stay with it, to release into it. Not forcing it. Surrendering into that posture. Very effective for the lower back and the hip and the hamstring. Is your back slightly rounded. So you can rest on your leg to so. Come out of it. And to do the plough, so I like to use the wall because it's not my easiest posture. You can do it free if your proportions are like that. If you need to support your back, support it. If you have your feet against the wall, maybe press into it or into the skirting board. And slowly wriggle more into your shoulders, pressing the back of your head down, so your neck will lengthen. And if you need to support your back, it's easy for me to do so. Otherwise, some of you will be able to bring your hands to your toes. It might be more effective. Find the one that's right for you. Maybe your feet higher will work. If you get claustrophobic, as some people do in this particular posture. try and release into it, and if you can straighten your legs, do so. Focus on the breath, it quiets the mind. It's an inversion. So again, your hips are higher than your heart, and then roll into a forward bend as a counter stretch. And probably you find that I can just flop now, I don't have to put any effort into it, because I find the plow always helps the forward bend afterwards. Sitting bones back, head released. Wherever you are, release, try not to force. Not rounding your upper back. Calming posture, very calming posture. If your hamstrings are not too tight, otherwise it could be the opposite. And so we've come to the end of the postures, and we're going to do split viloma breathing. You need to put on a jersey. If you want to sit against the wall, do so. So it's time for the relaxation and first the breathing. And it's the simple breathing, it's sectional breathing, but it's basically also viloma breathing. So we find it easier to do it sitting, so you can really feel initially the areas, and then you can do it without using your hands. So viloma means split. We're going to do the split breathing, and we do it from the bottom up. In this particular kind of way, we are going to do. So we're going to breathe in section, first abdominal, then your midriff, diaphragm, and then the collarbone. So I use my hands just to really make sure that I do it. So take a third of your breath into the lower abdominals. Pause. Next third into that midriff area. Expanding it, pause, and then into the upper chest. And then let go. Slight resistance at the back of your throat, quite relaxed. Feel the whole of the trunk and feel that resistance at the back of your throat. Now try not to tense in any way, particularly your shoulder region. Maybe you do this out your hands, maybe you prefer your eyes closed. I'm going to do twice more this way. So you automatically elongate a little bit. Now the other way around, you take one full inhalation, expanding, resistant at the back of your throat. Twice more. Just take a normal breath or two. So what it's done, it's deepened your breath. And then make sure you're comfortable, put on a top if you feel that you're a bit cold, or get a blanket. If you need a phone underneath your head, place it underneath your head. And then let go. And just take 1 or 2 more breaths to drop downwards. You want to melt into the carpet, into your mat. Slow down. Connect your thumb and index finger lightly. Feel the back of your calves, heels, spine, buttocks and your sitting bones, your lower back, your ribs, your shoulder blades, the back of your skull, the back of your arms and hands. And consciously drop downwards into gravity. And become aware of that spaciousness, energy flow within and around your body. Becoming less matter and more light, more frequency, more energy. Becoming a bit more radiant as you connect with that aliveness within you. Sense of buoyancy. Your boundaries are more diffuse. You drop into gravity. Chest is free, your belly soft. No thoughts, just floatiness, empty mind. Feel yourself as an elevated emotion. Could be that radical gratitude, could be that radical love. Feeling yourself as that elevated emotion, from top to toe. Affirming your own worthiness. Settling your features, you may want to yawn or swallow. Allow your tongue to drop, let the tip of your tongue rest upwards. Your jaw to soften, your throat is at ease, your eyes passive. As you draw your inner gaze into that open heart space, as you allow your mind to flow with the music. slowly become aware of your body, the weight of it. Feel the connection with the floor. Feel the warmth. If you move your toes and your fingers. Consciously inhabiting your surrounding as you open your eyes. Maybe give yourself a stretch or draw your knees to your chest and circle them or come onto your side. When you're ready, come back into the sitting position. I hope you've enjoyed this class. I know some of you, there's a small number that's at number 2021. There's a lot of people that's still behind. But we've sent you a survey. I hope you fill it in and let me know. And then the next week or so, you can make decisions about September, now that we're in lockdown number 2. Thank you. Have a good week. Hope you stay warm and well. Namaste.